interesting topic, right? The subject is, why don't we live forever? Why don't we live forever? Sip Siri, Sip Kamalji, Sip Atmanan, Sip Shiba, Sip Nimi, Sip Shiva, Sip Deep Atma, Sip Girish Ananda, Sip Sarojanand, Sip Mita, Sip Anand, Sip Samatma, Sip Girija, Sip Bliko, Sip Parvatiyama, Sip Sip, Sip Ahem, Sip Gigi, Sip Sadanand, Sip Yogini, Sip Anil, Sip Ahem Atma, Sip Krishna, Sip Sadanand, Sip Kumar, Sip Sachin, Sip Sukhi, Sip Rekha Parvani, Sip Jyoti, Sip Atmatray, Sip Sagai, Sip Sanjay, Sip Soham, Sip Will, Sip Harshal, Sip Bliss, Sip iPhone, and many of you are who are getting onto this call one by one. I will stop the call at sharp 9. I have a flight to take, so I don't want to miss the flight. So keep in mind, it will be hard stop, exactly 9 o'clock. So my dear friends, here you are, the subject of today's discussion. Why don't we live forever? Why is it necessary for us to live and to die? Why not we just live forever? This is the question. Can we live forever? Scientists are saying they are going to create medicine and treatments where there will be no death. Maja karo, hamesha ke liye jiyo. Maja karo, maja. So we have got Will, Ahem, Atma, Chidanand. 3 interesting speakers, masters. Master Will, Master Ahem Atma, Master Chidanand, Master Krishna. 4. Yes, please.
Shivohang Sip.
Shivoham.
Firstly, I would like to praise you for the way you open these discussions by saying sip to everybody individually. This is very, very incredible. Thank you.
That is what I want you to do in your life, because that is the way to live a life of eternal bliss in truth consciousness, to see sip in all. That's my habit. I do it. It takes a minute, and I try not to miss it. So I even urge you to do it as much as you can. When somebody calls you, you say, we say good morning, good evening. What is the meaning? Good morning, good evening. There's no meaning. Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning. What good morning? But when you say sip, you are constantly reminding yourself of the omnipresence of the divine. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Okay, so firstly, I'd like to deal with a question. That's my usual habit. So forgive me for this, but the first issue, which is interesting, is that generally speaking, these why questions are a big problem. And there's such a problem that generally speaking, it's better not to ask such questions for 2 reasons. The first reason you shouldn't ask why questions is because you get this endless series. You ask this, why this, then why this, why this, why this. Not always, but generally speaking, you've got the danger of this series going on. And there are videos on YouTube to illustrate this, explaining this, which I can send you. Very interesting and amusing things. That's the first reason. The second reason why you shouldn't ask why questions is because they often, like you, if you ask someone, why do you do this? It's like an accusation. You're saying you shouldn't doing it and you need to explain to me. So it becomes kind of not a very polite question. Like people, if they say, why do you do this? It's quite, so this is a second question. So then the second point I'd like to make, the question today is, why do we not live forever? And you mean the body? The question is, do you mean the body? But in the back of my mind, I know that you use the word SIP, SIP. The word immortal means everlasting. So if you think you're the body, that's true to say. You're not. But if you understand enlightenment, then SIP is everlasting.
My dear Will, I appreciate your theory, your thesis on the matter. Let me explain to you today why we asked this question, first of all.
Yes, sir.
We asked the question, and listen to this carefully. We asked the question, why?
Yes,
Because ultimately we want unification with the divine.
Yes, sir.
Unification with the divine comes from liberation.
Yes, sir.
Liberation comes from realization. Realization comes from contemplation. Contemplation comes from illumination. And illumination comes from asking the question why.
Yes, sir.
If you don't ask the question why, you will live and you will die. You will look up at the sky and you will cry because you don't know who am I.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, it is very important to ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? Today's question is very important. There is no
Yes.
trick. See, sometimes questions are tricky. So you don't know the question is tricky or the question is straight. Today's question is straight. Every human being has to die. Every dog or a frog, cat or a rat, butterfly or bee or tree, every living being, every living animate being has to die. The question today, why? Why don't we eliminate death from our subject? Why cannot Mr. Will live for 100 years and 200 years and 300 years and 400 years and 500 years? I don't know whether you're looking at YouTube, very funny reels and very funny episodes. One man, they say, in Himalayas, he's alive for 300 years. And they say some Baba, you all must be following so many Babas. Huh? Some Baba is alive from 2000 years. And that Baba, whenever you go to, you can see that Baba is there from 2000. No, no, you can continue to believe in this Baba business. But logically, a person has to die. Today's question, why? Why do we have to die? Why don't we live forever? Why has SIP created the cycle of birth and death? That is the challenge question today, to contemplate, to introspect, to meditate, to discriminate, and to realize the truth.
Yes, sir.
So, would you like to try? Why don't we live forever?
The body doesn't live forever because it's vulnerable to old age. I don't know why it is. It's just intrinsic, and you can extend it, but you can't. The thing is, one thing you have to remember that the present moment is always like you can only live in the present moment. The present moment is nothing. Doesn't even exist. So you can't, like Maya doesn't. You can't even say Maya exists. You can't say it doesn't live. It doesn't live at all. It doesn't even. It's not even there for a moment. It's not. Maya is complete illusion. So the question is like, why doesn't illusion continue forever? But it's illusion.
Okay, so I appreciate. Let us see what we have the other masters should to comment, because it's a very interesting question. If we can get into the nuts and bolts, Aham Atma. Why don't we live forever? Aham Atma. I hope you are not coming with another philosophy. Why does a man live and die? Why don't we live
Yeah.
forever?
Good
Aham
evening.
Atma.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Guruji. Yeah, that 1% of the population in the world is physically blind. 99% of the population is spiritually blind. This I learned it from your books actually. When the 99% of the population is spiritually blind, due to the ignorance for those persons who are not in the path of enlightenment, who have not realized their self, and those people who have not realized their God, ना that God realization and self realization किसी किसको नहीं हुआ है उसके लिए death is confirmed. They don't live forever. They don't live forever. They have to come in the cycle of birth and death. Yesterday I was asking you a question, how to overcome the fear of death actually. For that you have given a reply stating that I am an immortal, I never die. If that be the case, for the realized souls, we are totally immortal. We are living forever. But that realization, it has to go from purification to illumination, illumination to realization, realization to liberation, liberation to unification. These are all the things I learned from in this forum actually. For the realized souls, we are living forever. We are an immortal soul. For those souls who are coming, that 99% spiritually blind people of this world, they don't live forever. They are coming in the cycle of Maya. This is my answer.
Okay, good answer. But I want to make one point to submit to you.
Yeah.
99% of the people, they will die and they will come back in rebirth. But even the 1% who are immortal, even their body will die.
Yeah, yeah. Even their
So
body will die.
so
But
why?
still,
No, my question
still,
is
I wanted to,
my
yeah.
question is why. Today's question is why.
Even the Ramana Maharishi and this Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, their body has undergone the cancer type of a disease. For those souls, they realized that they are immortal. We are trying to evolve to that level, actually.
Whether we realize or we don't realize, everybody's soul is immortal.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Soul is immortal.
Correct.
The point is, why die?
Why die means because the body is perishable. That
Why?
karma, due to karma, whatever the karma is taking place, because of that karma, we are bound to take rebirth again and again. That is
Every
the
day,
reason.
every day on Zoom, it becomes
Hmm.
my challenge to give you enough material as a divine seeker to contemplate. See, I don't watch any other topic except this. I don't listen to any other topic except this. If you come and talk to me on any other circus, I say I will only talk about purpose. If you take me anywhere also, wherever in the world I am still doing only this one subject. So I try my best to overwhelm you completely with this topic. This is my idea. So that's why today's topic is quite unusual. It's not a common topic. You go and ask somebody in the office why die. They say, Pagal, a mad fellow. What why die, man? Everybody died, huh? Mad fellow. What are you asking silly question? In this group, only in this Zoom call, we can ask such a question. And so
Correct.
I'm continuing to get Chidanand to speak, and Krishna, and Girishananda, and Rumataji, and Siri. Look at it, all masters, one after the other, master after master. Uh, Chidanand, Krishna, Girishanand, Rumataji, Siri, bliss.
Shivam,
Oh my God.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
So why we don't live forever is basically, I feel, because everything is a manifestation like a dream. So anything that is manifested is always ephemeral. Because SIP, immortal power, is the only thing that is the actual true reality. Every other thing we are perceiving in ignorance as reality, but it cannot be. Hence, it can only have longevity and all these things because there is only a perception. Perception is like a dream. Hence, it's impossible for the any type of creation in this samsara to be permanent.
I'm just wondering, you know, as I told you, you must have discrimination and contemplation for illumination and realization and liberation and unification. Imagine, I was watching, somebody sent me a YouTube. I don't know what it's called, Komodo dragon. Suddenly somebody sent me one video on Komodo dragons. Suddenly from nowhere, big huge lizards, and they're running in Indonesia. They're running after some people. The question is, why don't Komodo lizards live forever? Why is it that all dogs and all frogs have to die?
But,
This is the
e-
this is the
even
quantico.
Possumon,
Huh.
even if it is a material, it cannot because
Possimum,
everything is a manifestation,
Possimum
not
does
only
not
living
have a life
beings.
cycle. Possimum does not have a fixed life cycle, lifespan.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
But at the
a,
end
a
of the
man,
day,
a
it
man,
withers away.
yeah, maybe, but a man, something may be withering after 100 years or 200 years. But man has to die in 100 years. Dog has to die in 10, 12 years. Butterfly has to die in 2 weeks. So every living creature has a fixed, Prabhu has made a fixed lifespan.
That is his
Why?
Leela.
Why this? Why this
That
Leela? This is
answer
what
can
we are.
only Prabhu can give because it is his play.
But
They say Brahmaji lives for 1,000 years.
my guru gave me some hint of that idea. So I am trying to share with you, so you can give it to your. You can teach it to people as an interesting story. So there is there is probably some logic. Krishna, let's see who is going to hit the bullseye. Krishna, Girishananda, Rumataji Siri.
Sir, Shivoham. So
Sure.
whatever is born will die. Whatever begins
Correct.
will end. So
Correct.
in I'm again quoting from Gita and everywhere it says there are six changes for everything which is material. There are six.
Mm,
It starts with existence. Next
mm,
is birth. Next is growth, then transmutation, decay, and death. That is a law. It is just like the law of your gravity. So it is a law, and we infer this law. And but being enlightened or going in this enlightened path, we know that I will not die, my body will die. And that is a lesson you are daily giving us. Therefore, we don't fear death. Otherwise, we'll be fearing death and what will happen, etc., etc. But now we understand that only the body dies and birth and death is not in our hands. At least it is good. Prabhu has not given this to anybody, this power. It is still in the hands of Prabhu, and only rebirth is in our hands. So death is certain for the body. But if you realize I am the immortal soul, then I will live forever, or I'm immortal. Yeah, I'll be
You will
immortal.
not, you will not live forever, but in the moment of
I'll
death,
be
you will be
reunited. Yes, yes.
in the you'll be. So let us not
Yeah,
have no
and then
magic
one
shows
more.
in this call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and one more song which now you always play. This is a show, so actors come and go. That is how it is. It is a leela of the Prabhu. So we enjoy, we accept, we surrender. Yeah.
today you will not only enjoy the show, but before you go, you will learn this. You will learn why. Today we will all learn. Today we will learn why Prabhu has done this.
Because we want to go
Yes.
back to the source. If somebody lives more than 90, we should go to the old people geriatric center
But
and see
you know,
how they
have
suffer.
you read the new science what the journal they are saying? Very soon
Yeah.
we will eliminate death. They are saying science is saying we will eliminate death.
And is forming that community also, deathless community.
Huh? They're forming a community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What they are going to live forever. They are going to be.
The people who, the new guru.
Okay, Girish Ananda, let me hear what Master has to say. Interesting. See, I thought I have told you all a little bit about this, but it seems I have not spoken to you all about this. It looks like to me. So therefore, seems to be a new subject. Let me ask Girish Ananda. Sometime he remembers something which I don't remember. Yes, Girish Ananda.
Without death, how there can be unification? Unification happens the moment of death. We are all
Absolutely.
waiting for unification.
Yeah, beautiful. So that is one bullseye, very good shot. The first sixer. So unless
And
there is
another
death,
point is
ah,
prarabdha, this birth package, when it ends, death has to happen. Another prarabdha will begin from out of Sanchita.
that is what you are saying, you are stating, but you're not telling why. Now, first point is yours is a first point is thumbs up. First point is death is needed. Without death of the body, how can I become one with SIP? मौत की सच्चाई क्या है हम कभी ना मरते हैं हम तो इस शरीर से मुक्त होते हैं जब ये तन मरता है हम तो अमर आत्मा है आत्मा कभी but it's very profound. You all know the answer actually. Only problem is sometimes you know the answer, but the answer is behind the gungat. So you are
It
seeing
is
the gungat. Huh?
it is law of karma. It is designed like that. And it is
Designed, yes.
cyclic in nature.
Cyclic also, yes. The question is why. So first answer is correct. First answer is
To
if,
keep
uh,
this world appearance to roll on.
why?
It is a continuous movie like appearance, never ending, never begun. It will continue like that eternally.
So, so therefore, there is one master plan in the head of SIP. SIP has a master plan. Sometimes, just now I was coming, I was late by 1 minute because suddenly I was coming out of the door. I did not see something on top of my head. Farak, I hit that pot. I hit that pot. And I realized Prabhu has made this skull so hard that otherwise it would be bleeding. If you hit your head somewhere, nothing will happen. Your head is hard like a coconut. Why Prabhu has made like that? Everything Prabhu has planned. Prabhu has planned in such a manner. If one eye goes, you have another eye to see. If one kidney goes, you have another kidney. But one brain, one heart. So Prabhu has got his own plan. We cannot ask why. Many questions, I tell you, it is beyond imagination and discriminate, beyond definition and comprehension. Because why the sky looks blue? we cannot, why the grass is green? Some things Prabhu has made. But
One more
why don't
point.
we? Yeah.
The soul can no more remain in the body due to wear and tear
Yeah.
of the body or antakarana.
Good. You are on the subject. Little bit more contemplation. See, we have to be as the seekers of enlightenment. We should be able to see the picture very clearly. That's why people who are enlightenment, they don't have whiskey. Because if you have whiskey, then you cannot, then you will be looking and you will say, like Amitabh Bachchan, when the hurt is here, you'll be putting the bandage on the mirror. Because your brain is not in proper sense, correct? In the time of contemplation, there has to be clarity. Why don't we live forever? Why Prabhu has made? So you have got one important, very, very important point. You said we don't live forever because the purpose of life is not to live forever. You didn't say in these words, I'm telling. The purpose of life is not to live forever. The purpose of life is to become one with Sip. The purpose of life is at death to attain moksha. If there was no death, then how will we attain moksha? How will we become one with Prabhu? So you have given one proper shot. See if there's any other answer. Rumataji Siri. You said Girish said something, but it did not come out so clearly.
Pranam
Rumataji, but
Guruji,
Girish mentioned.
Pranam Guruji,
Pranam.
Shivoham.
Shivoham.
Guruji, I feel those who live as a body, they cannot live forever, and those who live as a ruh, they live forever because soul is
Nice.
immortal.
How can they live forever?
Because soul is immortal.
Soul is immortal, but Kiran Katuria, even if she's enlightened, she cannot live forever. Atma and Ravi cannot live forever.
But Guruji, Atma to immortal hai na?
Atma, but Atmanand is not immortal. Atmanand cannot be. Ahem Atma cannot be.
It may,
Chidanand.
it may be due to karmas, our karmas.
So कर्मा के कारण क्यों? Why should कर्मा not be possible? कर्मा करते रहो, जीते रहो, जीते रहो, जीते रहो, जीते रहो, जीते रहो, जीते रहो. मरना क्यों? मरना जीना मरना मरना जीना जीना मरना मरना जीना जीना.
Guruji, science will not win in this, that death will not take place. Then the world will be full, over full. This dream, I don't think scientists can fulfill.
No, very interesting. And other people, they are only thinking different questions. You know what they are thinking? They are thinking how to make dosa, then how to make masala dosa, then how to make ghee masala dosa, then how to make, now they are bored, then they want cheese masala dosa. When the cheese masala dosa is over, now they are thinking paneer dosa. If paneer dosa is over, you go nowadays in one. I think many of you must have gone to one dosa stall. They have got 99 types of dosa. Have you seen 100 type of dosa or 99 types of dosa? Because those people have no other thing to do ना. उनको करने के लिए और कुछ नहीं है. So they are thinking now they want to have Chinese dosa, then they want to have Mexican dosa. Now, we don't want all that. We want to know why don't we live forever? Contemplation has to be
Guruji, this is law of nature that one who takes
why.
the birth has to live.
Correct. Why? I am not asking the law of nature why gravity because वो हमारे जिंदगी में कोई हमारा लेना देना नहीं है.
It is due
But
to the will of God.
absolutely everything is will of God. But we have to contemplate कि प्रभु ने ऐसे क्यों किया? प्रभु ऐसे तुमने क्यों किया? Siri, let me see if it say. So today we have to try to. And I also don't know full answer. By end of the call we will have answer. Siri.
Sure, Guruji. because there
Sure.
will be no place on the earth if people don't die and people are only born and born. So there will be no place in the earth. That will be one.
Then,
Another reason
then,
is only
then
if
Prabhu,
we die,
then Prabhu
then
could have
only the
made.
new things can come. If that is, if old people die, only new persons can come. No, if everybody, they cannot be living on my great grandfather, then I also, everybody cannot live together.
So
If
let
one
me
goes, then only
comment.
another will come.
Let me comment on both your points. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So first point is the Earth will become full. Then
Correct.
Prabhu could have made life in Mars. Then you will have next plane going from Earth to Mars, takes off in the next 2 hours. People are transporting. Then people will buy
But
property in
also one
Mars.
day it has to come to an end, no, Guruji. Then you see how many people will, if they go on coming on, and if you don't die, one person, there has to be a point where there should be a stoppage. Because
So I'm giving.
how much you
So
will keep
I'm,
on creating? If you create means,
so I'm giving you a clue. The clue of today's answer is Pune retreat. Today's question is related to Pune retreat. So Pune retreat, if you remember, all of you, I asked question, all of you are saying something. So we must understand, why don't we live forever? And we are yesterday Aham Atma said, why we are afraid of death? Why should we be afraid of death, man?
those answer,
Why?
if we don't die, then soul does not die. That answer is okay. If that is soul is immortal, nobody is born in death, only Prabhu is there. Apart of all these questions, answer I'm telling.
Why don't we live forever? Okay, good. Bliss and Will is second round. So Bliss, Rutanu, Atmanand. Will come in second round. Bliss, Rutanu, Atmanand, Chitra.
Hi, Shvam there, Shvam everyone. Love you all. Sorry for
Yes,
my voice, it's not better.
it's very
But
good.
I think each soul have to merge with God. It's because we have to die to get this moksha liberation from the rebirth. Even Posimum have a start and an end to give them the chance to become soul and evolve in the life, and everything change. So even the dog, the bird, the plant, the tree have to evolve to become human and have the chance to become one with God, with the liberation of the soul.
Very good. Your answer is good. I understand, but maybe the group does not understand. But what you
Yes,
told, I understand. So I will explain in the end of the call. Okay, I will explain what you are saying. Okay.
yes.
Let me explain now. Let me explain what Bliss told. Why should I delay it? Let me explain. Bliss says that we have to die because otherwise, how will a dog attain moksha? How will a tree attain moksha? How will a cat attain moksha? So, according to Bliss, every creature must die to get the opportunity of coming back as a human being and then attaining God. Correct? This is what you tried to explain. Correct? So
Yes,
I don't know
exactly.
the group has understood, but this has a very valid. So two very valid points. Two very valid points. One valid point, Grish told, if there is no death, then how can we get liberation? Because only liberation only in the death, only unification only at death. And Bliss is saying, how can a dog become God? DOG can become GOD only after death. Without death, not possible.
Yeah.
So good answer, Rutanu. Thank you, Bliss. Good answer,
Thank you.
Rutanu and Atmanand. 28 minutes to go, administrator.
शिवोहम गुरुजी
Yes, Shivoham.
गुरुजी नाटक उसका है ये संगीत भी उसका है हम तो बस कलाकार हैं हम आते हैं जाते हैं
ऐसा क्यों है? ऐसा क्यों है?
ऐसा इसलिए है गुरुजी क्योंकि इस अर्थ में हमको सबके साथ कोएग्जिस्ट करना है अर्थ में लिमिटेड जगह है. It is not that
You come to Finland, I'll show you kitne jagah hai. Pura India samas, full India can come here. So much places there. There is no population.
but बहुत ओवर पॉपुलेशन ओवर क्राउडिंग हो जाएगा अगर सब लोग ही तो कोई जाएगा ही नहीं. तुम one has to
So,
go. And secondly, the body wear and tear part is true, but the soul is immortal. That is also true.
okay, I mean, you have a point, but I can't put it straight away. I'm not saying. Let's wait. Let's see how it goes. So we have got Atmanand. Atmanand.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam.
So, what I understand from the Pune retreat is birth and death both are because of karma, right? And also, the reason you say that why we take birth is also because of some unfinished karma. So, what I feel is for that karma to work, you need to take birth and death. So, let me give an example. Let's say, uh, whatever I am, my age, I give some big donation to some kid. He becomes very rich, but I am feeling I did it. It's not that I'm not doing it as a sin. That means I've done some good karma. Correct? So in this life, I've done a good karma. That benefits of that karma I need to get. So maybe if I don't die and come back and that person again returns it back, that cycle will not happen. If birth and death is not there. That's my way of looking at it.
No, you're trying to say something right, but you're not hitting the nail on the head. What you're saying is correct, but the nail is not. You know what I mean? You got the hammer, the chisel, and you got everything right, but properly you're not hitting on the nail on the head.
I mean, it has something to do with karma, but I'm not able to explain it correctly. Because your Pune retreat is karma, so and you also always tell.
No. For example, what I told in Pune retreat, today's topic also is an aha moment. Pune retreat, all of you, I asked what did I ask in Pune retreat? What was my question?
And death, what happens?
I asked simple question. What happens at death? Everybody said at death the body dies, the mind and ego carries karma, returns. Everybody, one after the other, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, I said, what is this, man? What you people are going on telling like this, ignorant after ignorant after ignorant after ignorant.
But you say very, very clearly that the reason for birth is unfinished karma, right? And also, I think Girish Ananda also mentioned clearly that if we don't die, then we don't get an opportunity for unification. So, yeah, that's it. What's coming to me.
No, you got the. I told you your answer is very close, but let's see. I mean, we have to just frame it correctly. What you're saying, you got the clue and you grab the clue correctly. But see, again, I'm asking you a question. Why don't we live forever? Now, let me provoke you. Okay, let me provoke you to think, and then I'll leave you to come back. Suppose we live forever. So what happens when we live forever? We do karma, good karma, bad karma, good karma, bad karma, good karma, bad karma, good karma, bad karma. Then what happens?
I think we'll be accumulating karma, but we won't have an opportunity to redeem it, right? That's what I'm feeling.
Come on, Atmanand, use your intellect now and contemplate. Now you catch what I told you. Now you caught what I told you. Now move from mind state to consciousness. Catch and come back in a few seconds. You will know the answer. Come back in a few seconds and give the right way of what you said, but say it in the right way. Okay. It's just like, I'll give you a clue. I'm giving you a clue. Atmanand, since you're so smart, I'm giving you a clue. Imagine a football game without the goalpost. Chitra. Imagine a football game without the goalpost. Where's Chitra? Come back. Chitra. After Chitra, Prabhu picks if Chitra is not there. Yes, Chitra.
Shiva.
Shivoham.
The overall game, how it appears is this consciousness is playing a game in which it first gets attached to the body mind and then experiences then it goes back to its source because it finds eternal
Chitra,
peace bliss there.
Chitra, why? Chitra, what you're
Ah,
saying is
ah,
not correct. Come
so,
to the
sorry.
point. Why?
So if that death is not happening, that freshness of the experience will not happen. Death is actually not only the body dies, it is in a broader term. When the body dies, that is only not called death. Even every moment, we call it as a death. There is a death of every moment, and then there is a freshness every moment. That
Okay. So what
freshness
you're saying,
cannot come,
what you're
freshness
saying may
cannot
be right.
come without death.
No,
Mm.
what you're saying may be right, but it's not fitting with today's question. Fix. What you're
Uh,
saying is the right
it,
point.
it is also necessary for, it's an opportunity to evolve. It is a fresh opportunity to evolve. To go back to SIP, that is the purpose. So for that, evolution has to happen. And without death, a new opportunity we cannot have a new opportunity to grow. We will
Why
get
not?
stuck on one particular life.
Why not?
See,
Why
if
keep
I'm in
on,
one
keep
particular
on 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, keep on having opportunity. After 500 years, you get enlightened.
no, but that I will be in the same paristhiti, but I will have a different opportunity. Those who are stuck in the slum area, they are struggling for bread and other things, and they have
Okay.
to grow. If they have
So
to
your
go,
points, your thought is right, but we need to get direct. Prabhu, picks.
yeah.
Prabhu picks. Why don't we live forever? Picks.
Shivam Guruji, I have 2 points. If we never die, we live forever, then we stuck in the law of karma, we do not get realization. We do not get mukti. First point is this. Second point, i- we have many universal truth. Like law of karma is a universal truth. Same ship have made a universal law that is God, generator, operator, and destroyer. That law is also working. That we have to become, operate, and destroy. That is the
Why?
law of ship.
Why? Why?
Because otherwise we are stuck in law of karma and never get realization.
Karma. Good point. I'm looking for clear points. See, Girish gave one very clear point. Bliss gave one very clear point. 2 points you have to carry home. Third point, who is going to give? Karma. Karma, and then we have got a second round, everybody. Yes, Karma.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham.
Well, firstly, everything in this universe or multiverse, whatever it is cyclic. And this is the law. Why it is, we can't question, just like we can't question why the sun, why the earth is rotating, everything. It's cyclic. Something has to come and something has to go. Every day is a new day, every night is a new night. It's just going and coming in cycles. Secondly, when we were discussing about the population part, uh, really doubt the scientists are trying to defy death, because there are so many scientists who are trying to depopulate Earth by these pandemics and everything. Thirdly, if we don't, like, death is imminent for everyone, liberation is not. That's very selected few. No, we don't even know that. But death has to come, whether it comes in 50 years, 20 years, 100 years. There are people who used to live over 100 years also. Even now, there are people, very few, who can live up to 105, 100. My own great grandfather died 104 years. So it is possible to live longer, but it is not possible to defy death, because circumstantial, the cycle has to go on. I do not agree with the part that moksha can only, or the liberation can happen only after death. Maybe that's something else, but it happens before death. Maybe it's a
No,
different word.
Jivan Mukta happens before death, but you
No, no,
cannot
no.
be unified with Prabhu.
I'm not confusing between the two. I am aware of the Jivan Mukta word also. There is a slight difference. I don't. I'm sure you. I don't have to discuss this with you, but yes, the quick answer: why don't we live forever? we actually live forever. It's the body which dies, and we are not the body, mind, and soul. And if we
Okay.
are the body, mind, and soul, yeah,
Point
it's
noted. We have a
cycle.
hard stop today. Administrator will go by the video on today. Ahem Sip. I'm giving priority to Ahem Sip. Then we have got Krishna and Ahem Sip, Krishna, Girishananda, Atmananda. Ahem Sip, Krishna, Girishananda, Atmananda. Then the audio participants. Yes.
Shivoham Guruji and
Shivoham.
everyone else on the call. Guruji, rebirth happens because of unsettled Sanchit karma.
Correct.
And at every birth, only limited amount of karmas are given in the form of prarabdha karma. So we have to die to settle the remaining karma from the Sanchit karma.
आपने एक बहुत अच्छा का बात किया, लेकिन आपने उसको कचुम्बा बना दिया।
क्योंकि
आपने
जब तक
अच्छा
हमारा
अच्छा आपने पानी पूरी को लेके मसाला पूरी कर दिया। Say again, you know how the fellow makes masala puri, you know? Masala puri वो लेता है, पानी पूरी लेता है, भेल पूरी पूरा मिक्स करके मसाला पूरी बना दिया। Now say again.
Okay, rebirth happens because of unsettled previous karmas. From the Sanchit karma, in every birth, we come with certain amount of prarabdha karma. If we have not transcended our karmas, then we have to come back again. We have to die and come back to settle
Okay,
the.
I'll give you the point. Okay, let me explain what you are trying to say. Ahem Atma's key word is we don't live forever because a key point of Prabhu is rebirth. Very important word. The only word I'm picking from Ahemship is rebirth. I don't think anybody brought the point so clearly. So there must be rebirth. There cannot be rebirth unless there is death. How can there be death? How can there be rebirth without death? There cannot be rebirth without death. So therefore, why don't we live forever? We don't live forever because there has to be rebirth. Because the way Prabhu has made this world is there has to be rebirth. Just like Girishananda said, there has to be death for liberation. Bliss said, for any creature to attain God, there has to be this birth and death. And now Ahemsip is saying the concept of rebirth is not possible unless there is death. Without death, how can there be rebirth? It's like saying pani puri without the puri. How can you have pani puri without puri? You need the puri to put the pani puri. So based on what Kachumba she made. But I am going back to now Krishna and Krishna, Girishanand, Atmanand. So Atmanand is there and Atmanand is gone. Krishna and Girishanand.
Yes, sir. I think this was the point you were looking for, but my answer was, you have said life, what the life we get, God, this is not, punitive. It is for reformative, कि हमको ये life मिला. So death is a liberation from all the suffering in this earth and to free us from the cycle of rebirth. Birth and rebirth. इसलिए हमको why we can't live forever is the question. So Prabhu
Correct.
wants us to free us from all the sufferings on the earth and to free us from birth and rebirth, cycle of birth and rebirth. इसलिए हमको death becomes celebration for us.
Good. So you brought one new angle to it. Good point. Girish took only one angle. Girish took the angle death is required because of liberation. And Krishna is saying death is required because only death can free us from all suffering. We are not only way to be if we live forever, that means we have to continue suffering. That means pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego will never end. Good point. So how many points we got now? We got totally 4 points on the table. Death is required because of liberation. Death is required for different species to realize God. Death is required because rebirth cannot happen because death. And death is, we live forever because that's the only way to overcome all misery and suffering. Girish Anand. Good point. Girish Anand. Administrator, we have got 13 minutes to close.
point number 1. When we are in the body, body lives. When we leave the body dies. The question of living or dying is never attached to soul.
Correct. That's okay. But the question is different, Girish. You're now we're going philosophy. Why don't we that what is the Jeev Atma, right? That body which is a manifestation of SIP. Why that? Why this Girish Ananda? I'm looking at Girish Ananda now. Why this fellow Girish Ananda, who is Atma or Atmanand or Chidanand or Rajanand or so many Anand, Rojanand, Sarlanand, how many Anands are there? Huh? Why don't these Anandas live forever? We must be very clear. We must be very clear because this is the essence of enlightenment. These are the essence of enlightenment. We cannot miss this point. We have to. Atmanand, yes, please. Atmanand.
Shivam Guruji, I think you gave
Yes.
me the hint of that football. I think our very purpose of life is your realization and unification, right? That cannot happen if we don't have death.
Correct. Therefore,
No.
yeah, what you're saying correct. Therefore,
To realize the very purpose of life, it is needed, right?
therefore, what you're saying is correct. What you're saying is no, 100% what you're saying is correct. But you should be able, if you can't tell me properly tomorrow, how you will tell yourself? Why do I did you catch all the other points today? What is the call?
Yeah,
Tell me the other points.
yeah. The first one, what Girish Ananda said is for the liberation for moksha, we need basically the death. That was the point number 1. Then I think Ahimsa mentioned that for rebirth to happen, basically you need that. That was point number 2. Point number 3, what Bliss said is also for whatever the creatures to evolve, let's say like a dog to liberate or any other living being to liberate, also death is needed so that they can evolve and do it. It has to do with the very purpose of life, that is realization. It cannot happen if there is no death. Birth and death is what I feel, but I'm not able to put it correctly.
No, you're correct. You know the answer, but you're not getting the words. I also know you know the answer. But you have to say it correctly. Na? I know you know the answer because you got the hint. But you have to say it clearly. What is my goal on this call every day? 1 hour on this call. We must be not 99% sure. We must be 100% clear about it. Shiva. Okay, we are going to close in 3-4 minutes today. So Shiva, then we have got after Shiva Sundargiri Sonia. Shiva Sundargiri Sonia. Will. Yes.
Shivam Guruji,
Shivam.
you said BLKDRM. That is the clue you gave us now in the retreat. You said BLKDRM. So what I understand is rebirth, as she said, we get the birth because unfinished karma plus our present balance. Then again, the previous also unfinished karma, that's why we have got another birth. So if we come as another rebirth, when we come in rebirth, then again to separate opening and present balance. That is so we cannot live forever. And the other thing what Girishanand said is death will only give moksha because if there is no me, there is no rebirth. That is the second mistake. But the rebirth is again to separate the opening and the present balance.
You know, many of you have so much knowledge, all the possible knowledge in the world you have got, and you have got the jigyasu, and you have the mumukshu. I wish you all just pushed enough. You have to just push it little bit. You have to push it, and that's it. Enlightenment is outside your door. Sometimes each of these points, it helps you so much, but I don't know. Okay, quickly, thank you, Siva. Quickly, Sundargiri Sonia. Sundargiri Sonia. Sonia.
Hi, AiR. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, tell me, Sonia.
Okay, so I'm just thinking for myself. If I lived forever, I was thinking about it. If I lived forever, then I would not even have an idea of the goal ahead of me. Death is an ultimate equalizer for everyone. It's it it makes us think, oh, this life is not forever. Then why do we have this life? If we lived forever, we would not even question. We would just go on. It's almost it would
Absolutely.
be it would be horrible, I would think. It would be
No, no.
horrible.
Then there would be no purpose of there would be nothing. There would be no purpose of life. This is what
Exactly.
Atmanand was trying to say. If we had to live forever, then what is the purpose of life?
Exactly. Because when everyone knows that they're going to die, and that's almost like it's staring them on the face. So they think, oh my gosh, I'm going to go at some point. I need to.
Imagine a football team when there's no goalpost. People are kicking the ball left. People are kicking the ball, kicking the ball, kicking the ball, kicking the ball. After 3 hours, somebody asks the question, "Hey, what's happening?" And somebody says, "Oh, they are just kicking the ball." Hey, why the hell am I wasting my
Yeah,
time
you're just
watching
going
people
around
kicking the
in
ball?
circles. Exactly.
You need the
Exactly
goalpost.
that.
You need the goalpost for somebody to say who's the winner. Otherwise, who will imagine you're watching a football match and they're kicking and kicking and kicking from morning to evening. Only a mad person will watch such a football match where there's no goalpost.
And I think for exactly that, and for people, human nature is we need that to think, to actually question. Otherwise, we're very, I don't say happily going around,
So you have
right?
brought the point, but there is one more point left unfinished. So Sonia has brought a very beautiful point. Why don't we live forever? Because if we live forever, then there's no purpose of life. We have got fifth point or fourth point. I don't know. Who's capturing? Send me the answer, please. Siri send the
Can I
answer, and then
can I just
sixth
add
point.
one thing?
Yes,
I
yes,
know
you can continue.
there's
Continue.
less time. Just not on, I mean it's almost on this topic, but I think it was Atmanand yesterday who on the call at the end, he said, is there really anyone out there who says I am okay to die? Right? Remember he put that point out there? And I
I
just
am
want to
Atma.
say, yes, I
Yeah.
am Atma. I just want to say that's me. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm ready. And there is someone. It's me.
Okay.
I raise
Okay.
my hand.
Just to make that correct a little bit, I wish you will correct this to say as follows. Say we should say, I don't want to die, but I'm ready to accept life or death because there's no difference. I am ready to whatever SIP wants. There is neither I'm passionate to live, neither I'm passionate to die. I am ready. I'm
Okay,
passionate to live
either way,
every moment.
basically, right?
Correct?
I
Yeah.
am okay either way. Yeah, but
So
there's
don't say
absolutely
don't
no
don't
fear.
don't make it feel like I'm ready, I'm wanting to die or no. That means we are unhappy of this world. No,
No,
you don't
no,
you don't
I'm
mean that.
very happy in the
Ah,
world. I'm very
but you're ready.
happy.
You're ever ready to become one with SIP. That's
And
what
I
you're
think
saying.
it's a beautiful, my point is also death is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful journey. It's not scary.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So
exactly.
I'm going to
Thank
take
you.
2-3 minutes. Thank you. I'm going to take 2-3 minutes to end this call, Will, and then I want 2 minutes after Will. So no more questions, please, because I want to I don't want to miss my flight to India. I have to rush to the plane in after Will. Then I will go to the plane. Yes, I'll explain this one more time.
Shigo Hang Sip, thank you. Very interesting call. You could ask the same question. Why don't parents send their children to school forever and then they never come home? Why? Well, there'd be many trouble. The school would become full. The parents would say, when do we get them back? Well, they're there forever. Why don't people go into hospital? And they go into hospital and they say, we want to stay in hospital forever. We want to stay at school forever. We want to stay here. Where would we have the space to put people? If this earth was full of all the people, we would run out of space. No one could come to this earth to become enlightened because the place is already blocked up. There's no possibility for anyone else to come to this place. This is an enlightenment opportunity. It's not here forever. You're here for enlightenment, then go, get out. It's like otherwise it's like It would be
Yeah,
like the transit lounge. You land in the transit lounge, it gets bigger and fuller and fuller. You're supposed to
yeah.
go on your
Imagine
journey.
that's a very good example. You know, in an airport you have transit lounge. Imagine that the people sit in the transit lounge forever. Can't be possible. Flights come and flights go. People only come into the transit lounge for 1 hour or 2 hours, get out of the transit lounge because everybody has to go out of the transit lounge because you have to take your flight. So beautiful point, but let me close it today. Give me 2 minutes to close. I need to go to the flight. So let me explain this point to you. If I ask you, why did God give you eyes? You know the answer. Why did God give you eyes to see? Why did God give you ears? Oh, I know the answer, to hear. Why did God give you a tongue? To taste. Why did God give us hands? To grasp, to hold, to hold. Why did God give us legs and feet? To walk. Why did God give you life? God gave you life because God wanted you to realize that you are God. God gave you life because God wants you to realize you are God. And God has set a timer, 100 years. Because you cannot take 100. If you did not realize this in 100 years, you will not realize it in 200 years. If you don't realize this if you attend 100 Zoom calls, 200 Zoom calls, but you are not consistent and not persistent, you will never realize. So the answer, why don't we live forever? Because God did not make it for us to live forever. That is not God's plan. God's plan is very clear. We are all God. We are all manifestations of God. God wants us to realize, Shiva, you are God. Atmanand, you are God. Shiva, you are God. Chidanand, you are God. God wants us to realize this is not a picnic. This world is not a picnic. This samsara is not a boom. It's not a place to play. We don't live forever because we are not supposed to live forever, because that's not the plan. Just like you saying after when we die, we will carry karma and we will go to heaven, we will be reborn. That's nonsense, man. No, when you die, you don't have to take karma and be reborn. You have to understand we are not here to live forever because this is not the plan. The plan of SIP is very simple. What is the plan of SIP? Live, realize, get liberated, get united. If you damn it, don't do it. Ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong. Damn it, you don't realize, go, come again, try again. It's just like saying, why does football match last after 1 hour? Why can't football match be for 7 days? Are you mad? How can a football match be for 7 days? You know, there used to be a cricket match for 5 days. There used to be a cricket match for 5 days. People have told those cricketers, you go to hell, man, you nonsense people. 5 days, who the hell wants to come and watch you? From 5 days cricket match, it became 1 day match. From 1 day cricket match, it became T20. Correct? Nobody has time to watch 5 days cricket match. Atmanan, imagine having 10 days cricket match. Would you go to watch? Every morning test match, would you go to watch? No, Prabhu doesn't, there's no time. Prabhu has made this, the whole idea, the question, why don't we live forever? Because SIP doesn't have not manifested in us to live forever. SIP has appeared as Atmanand for Atmanand to realize, I am SIP. If you cannot realize, chalo, go, get out, come back again. Therefore, the main answer is this to understand. Then all the other answers are secondary answers. The main answer, we don't live forever because we are not meant to live forever. Siri captured this as point number 1. We don't live forever because we were not made to live forever. You are given eyes, you are not given eyes to put chili in your eyes. You are given eyes to see. Understand the purpose. We don't live forever because we were never meant to live forever, because we have got a period of a lifespan. Within that lifespan, we are supposed to realize God. And if tomorrow you want to revise this as open as we can talk, but now if I don't go, I'll miss my flight. So with folded hands, I bow down to you.